Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So that's it. I tapped out. I sold everything I had. I'm out of the crypto world. I'm throwing in the white towel. I gave up. I can't take this stress anymore. Just kidding. So obviously I'm still holding everything. I haven't sold a thing. The crypto world is in a free fall right now. Everyone is terrified. I'm getting tons of messages asking what my thoughts are on the market. I literally got phone calls for people asking what my forecast is here. I don't like to give actual forecasts, obviously. I'm not a financial advisor. I love to just talk about crypto and kind of give people confidence to invest into something that they didn't know anything about. So in this video, I'm gonna go over my recent purchases. Yes, I did buy the dip. And I'm also gonna go over my opinion on why this free fall actually started and what helped it cascade into a waterfall. Now, this was a scary fall, so we're actually gonna talk about my plans for the future. What are my plans? Am I gonna hold? I think everyone knows the answer to that. So I have my computer here. We're gonna go over a couple recent purchases that I've made. I bought pre-dip and post-dip, so we'll see what I've been up to. There are always corrections in healthy markets. It's great to have pullbacks and actually get strength and support in these numbers and consolidate in large entry points where people will hold at a new sustained level. But people claiming that they knew this was going to happen or they were waiting for a buy in order to hit 35,000 or whatever they bought at. Maybe one or two people are able to actually see that happening, but that's not common. So let's get right into my buys. About, let's see here, 11 days ago, my wife and I decided we were going to do a pretty large purchase because, as I said in the previous videos, we were trying to get to that goal of 5 Bitcoin. We did this pre-dip and it had been fluctuating between, I would say, around 52 and 58,000 for the last, few weeks or so. And as it was rising, we kind of looked at it as a, let's just jump in. Who cares? We'll buy now. So we put $12,000 in at $58,500. That hurts to see now, but you know what? That's the thing. You can't time it. So I have a long-term mindset. I'm not looking at what this is going to be worth next week or the following week. I'm looking at this as 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, maybe even 5 years down the road. And I think that that's going to be a lot higher than we're seeing right now. So is opportunity there when you're purchasing at a lower price? Of course. But unfortunately, you can't always time it that way. That's why I look at a $58,000 purchase as maybe not a win, but it's still a purchase. I got in, and in the future, it will be worth more.
Then everything fell.
Everyone has been sitting here for the last few days. Elon Musk tortured the market, sat there and tweeted about things, got a lot of FUD out into the market. People were literally writing articles about his tweets. That was it. The whole article was just about Elon Musk's tweet. That created mass hysteria. Crypto is extremely volatile, and fear happens to be a major factor into what actually moves the market. When you have massive FUD from institutional purchasers sitting there saying, oh my gosh, I don't think that this is actually environmentally friendly. You don't think that they did due diligence before purchasing $1.5 billion of Bitcoin? They know exactly how Bitcoin works. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but there's obviously something that happened in order for Tesla to stop taking purchases in Bitcoin. That created even more FUD. When you take an institution like that, pumping out information and scaring the market, it really does create mass fear. Now, a lot of buyers in the last few months are very new to crypto. That translates to pretty much weak-handed buyers because people aren't confident in these markets. When you have someone that's only ever invested, if ever, into something that can create 5 to 8 to 10% returns in a year, and they purchase $200, $500, or even $10,000 into something, and it drops 20, 30, 40, 50%, that's really tough to stomach, and I get it. I've sat through it many times. It is really difficult. Generally, it happens multiple times during a bull run. There are serious corrections, and every single time as it's going to the top, you will see the same talking heads calling it a massive crash.
The bear market is coming. It's over. Sell all. Don't be a bag holder. You're gonna sit there and be holding at a large purchase point.
But then it corrects. And long term, there is no person that can tell you that Bitcoin has gone down to zero. And that's what people continue to claim. Bitcoin is going to crash and it's going to be worth nothing. Where is that happening? I don't see it being worth nothing. I see a finite amount of Bitcoin being mined, creating people wanting to purchase more. That creates a higher price long term. We are seeing a massive correction, and it is scary. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I looked at my portfolio yesterday morning and actually was sitting there laughing about it and like, oh, this is great, I don't mind this. Oh my God, I think we were probably down $175,000 over the course of, I don't know, a week. At our high, we were about $475,000, and then I saw yesterday morning when Bitcoin crashed to almost $31,000 or $30,000, we were sitting at around 300. So that's a massive correction. So it's terrible to see your funds depleting right in front of you. Remember, when it comes to holding assets like crypto or stocks or anything really, you don't realize a loss until you sell. So if you're holding your portfolio, the value can go down, but the amount of Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever other crypto you hold does not go down. You're not losing Bitcoin, you're losing market value. And historically, that has bounced back. That's why I don't sell. Now, we're gonna get into what I did over the course of the last 3 days when the price crashed. With a dip, you can't actually predict what the bottom of a dip is. There are dips, then another dip, and another dip. And it seems like you can never actually get that best buy. I bought 2 days ago when the dip hit pretty hard and Bitcoin crashed from about 55,000 down to 42, 43. And I made another $11,000 purchase at 43,500. So I got a quarter of a Bitcoin at that price. Now, I made that purchase and I thought, nice, that's a huge win. And then yesterday happened where, according to CoinDesk, $8 billion worth of liquidations happened in the crypto market, with over 50% of those happening in Bitcoin alone. That is huge, and that's what causes that massive, rapid fall in a 15 to 20 minute span of $5,000 to $10,000 in value. What happens is people have these large margin bets where they buy with 50, 25, or even 100x leverage, where if the price moves a tiny little bit, it actually causes them to get liquidated. And what actually happens is you see these purchases that are huge getting liquidated, which triggers the next round of liquidations. That creates a cascade or a waterfall of very large sell orders. And that's how you see it happen so rapidly. But also, while that's happening, people have buy orders. And buy orders are set, like I showed in my last video, and they are set and hold until the price actually hits that price, and then they are filled. So as the price is cascading, you actually have all these buys filling in. And if you look at Coinbase, the regular app, you can actually open and see what people are doing on the platform. And yesterday when I looked, purchases were at 66%. That is a lot of buys going on. So people were actually buying this dip. Coinbase doesn't actually have margin buys where you can buy with leverage, but Binance does. So Binance was getting liquidated and people on Coinbase were buying. So who's buying on Coinbase, you ask? I bought on Coinbase. I have some friends that bought on Coinbase yesterday during the dip. Most importantly, institutions buy on Coinbase. They're known as the #1 exchange for institutional buying. If you ask me, people were buying that dip yesterday. And we will see in the next few days probably transfers of large orders off of Coinbase. And that will actually validate what we're seeing as people buying this dip. That price that fell down to 30,000 did not last very long. It was over the course of 15 to 20 minutes where it bounced right back up into the low 30s. Then, as you can see now, it's stabilizing around 40,000, which is great to see because it means that that large crash was not actually every single person sitting there panic selling. It was the wave of people who bought, couldn't handle the pressure and the stress of those types of large dips in prices and portfolios, and they got out. And those people generally don't come back because they get scared. And that's fine. We don't want people who are gonna sit there, buy, and then hopefully make a ton of money and then sell. We want people who are in this for the long run. And Elon Musk actually tweeted that Tesla has diamond hands. So luckily, even though they sat there and put out FUD saying that they didn't believe in the environmental capacity behind Bitcoin, they are still holding Bitcoin because it's smart to hold Bitcoin. It is a long game. I don't want to sit here and tell you that if you hold Bitcoin next month, you'll have $100,000. That's not how I think it works. But if you have the will to sit there and hold the asset and hold out for growth, it does work. I've held, my friends have held, and it actually has shown to be historically a pretty good average return. So this morning, Thursday, May 20th, we're sitting here at a price of $42,000, which is amazing. We're actually seeing the support grow back, and there's a lot of green in the market today. Do I wish I bought yesterday as opposed to Tuesday? Of course I do. I don't sit here and think that I'm the knowledge of all people and oh my gosh, I know everything and I can buy the dip perfectly. I can't buy the dip perfectly. No one can. If you can buy the dip perfectly, you'd be the richest person on the planet because crypto is insane. Now, people can definitely get lucky. I've gotten lucky, but I don't sit here and think that I can always buy the best price. My goal is to accumulate. And now I can actually tell you guys successfully over my last 2 buys, I hold over 5 Bitcoin. That is amazing. I reached my goal And I know that it took a little bit of like willpower to not buy at 58,000 again, or to kind of dollar cost average, which is what I said, where you buy purchases over the course of time as opposed to putting all of your money in at once. That can average out to a better price. Now, that doesn't always work because obviously in bull markets, the price can go up. But luckily for us, we were able to buy at 58,000 and also 43,000. And that's a pretty good average between the two. If you want specifics, I got 0.20 Bitcoin on a $12,000 purchase at 58,500. I got 0.25 Bitcoin at an $11,000 purchase at 43,500. That's an amazing difference. I got a ton of messages, and for all those asking, yes, I am still holding. I do not have any intention to sell. You have to be gritty. You have to sit here and tough it out. Bitcoin was at 64,000. It hit $30-ish thousand. That's more than a 50% correction over the course of a month. That's massive. That's scary. It's not fun. You can't earn the growth that Bitcoin gives you if you can't hold out on those really tough situations. So this dip right here, the largest one in 2021, is proof that I am not planning to sell. I have no intention, and even when my portfolio is half, I'm still gonna hold and accumulate more. And that's the proof that I wanted to show you guys, and the transparency that I'm actually sitting here with you buying. I hope that everyone enjoyed this video. I hope that it's a very quick update. I didn't get too in-depth, but I wanted to let you guys know that yes, I'm still holding, and I love crypto just the same. It just sucks sometimes, and you have to be strong-willed. Thanks again for watching. Please make sure you like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the moon.